Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, Weirdly O.C.D. Now, you might notice that I'm sitting on the floor, and that is very important to today's video. A video about 5 things that you probably forgot to clean. So yes, I am sitting here on the floor so I can talk about the first thing that you more than likely forgot to clean. And before I get to that, the 5 things that I'm listing in this video, I will honestly say I can't really fault people for forgetting to clean simply because they either fall into one of 2 categories. One, just something you don't use every day, and 2, it could be something that just isn't in your line of vision every day. And with this first one, it isn't in your line of vision. In fact, it's below you, but it still needs cleaned. And that is your baseboards. Yes, I know they're easy to forget because they're right below you, and you don't really think about them, and you don't really think to see them unless you happen to catch them in your peripheral vision. But these do get dusty, and honestly, they do get dusty quick, simply because dust falls, and the lowest thing in your house, besides obviously your floor, are your baseboards. There are 2 ways that you can clean your baseboards. There is one in particular that I prefer over the other, simply because it's easier. The first one is just to take a paper towel and spray your baseboards. Me personally, when I was spraying them, I was using Clorox bleach, but that's only because my baseboards are painted white. Now, if you have like naturally like good quality wood baseboards, I wouldn't recommend using something that has bleach in it simply because it could discolor it. The other way that you could clean your baseboards, and the one I prefer, is to just take if on your vacuum cleaner, the fine like chisel crevice tool, I don't know what you would call it, but to get into like tiny small areas, attach that to your vacuum hose and just go right along the top, and I swear it's just like taking a towel or paper towel or whatever you use to clean right along there, and it gets it perfectly clean. Now obviously on the front you may be able to do that, but you might want to spray it with a cleaner. I would say if you have natural wood baseboards, obviously like I said, don't use anything with bleach, it could discolor it. Maybe use something like Murphy's oil to clean it, or wood furniture polish. The second area that you're probably forgetting to clean is actually above you, and it's above me right now, and that is your ceiling fan. Again, this item falls easily into the category of, well, easily forgetting to clean it, simply because, like the baseboards are below your feet, the ceiling fan is above your head. However, again, ceiling fans can get extremely dirty pretty quickly. Now, unfortunately, I cleaned the ceiling fan yesterday in our bedroom, and I was actually going to show that in this video as an example because I let it go for like a month and a half of not cleaning it, just to let the dust kind of build up on it, to kind of show you what it looks like if you don't clean it for a little while. However, and I'm in the dining room, and this one is fairly clean because I just cleaned it maybe a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to go into another room and see if I can kind of find a dirtier ceiling fan just to give you an example. Let's go. This one isn't horrible, but you can still see the dust on it. All right there. And as you can see, there's dust here along the edges, on the bottom here. The light shades get dusty. So it's a very easy thing to miss. Now, again, like the baseboards, people usually clean them one of 2 ways, and of course I pick the easiest way again, and that is with a vacuum cleaner. Now, I will say for the light bulb covers, especially the ones that I have, which are glass. I unscrew them and hand wash them and then just let them air dry and then put them back up. But all the rest of the fan, the blades, the main structure where the motor is, things like that, I just take the vacuum cleaner and vacuum off the sides, the top, the bottom, and around, and it works perfectly. The third place I want to talk about is again towards the floor, and in fact it's in the floor, or at least in my house it's in the floor, and that are the vents. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be a good example. We'll take this off and see how it is. Okay, it's actually really not that bad. I don't really see anything. There's a strand of dust there, and well, at the end there, that's rust, but that's not too bad. But you definitely want to take the covers off. I usually just vacuum them off. Even in these little grids, if you go from the back and the front, you can usually get them pretty good with just the vacuum cleaner. But if you can't, you can go ahead and just wipe them off. Now this, I would probably use the Clorox bleach on, just because that way it looks a bit better, and it's not like wood where you're going to discolor it or anything. At least I haven't yet, because I've used bleach on this quite a few times and it's still the same color as when we moved in the house. And then another thing about the vents as well, don't forget to vacuum out the area here as well. Just take the long tool on your vacuum cleaner and get down as far as you can, because I'm going to stick my hand in here. There's a little bit of dust down there. Now if you're not as crazy as I am, you probably won't really worry about that. You'll just worry about the vent since it's on the surface and you can see it. But me personally, I want to get that clean, especially because I just have this weird feeling about like dust collecting and heat, because I feel like for some reason in the back of my mind that could possibly cause a fire. I don't know if it can, or maybe it doesn't, and please don't take that as me saying it does. But unfortunately my parents experienced a house fire quite a number of years ago, and ever since then, like, if it comes to anything like heat or whatever, I'm kind of like cautious as far as like making sure there's nothing interacting with heat or whatever. But anyway, that's my opinion on the registers. You know, you could just clean the surface, as I said, or you can get down in there like I do and vacuum out as much of the inside as you possibly can. The fourth place I want to talk about is in your kitchen, and that is inside your kitchen cabinets. I know it is easy to remember, or for me, it's fairly easy to remember to clean things out like the microwave, because you can see when like pizza sauce is splattered inside the microwave, or grease is built up on the inside of the door, things like that. You can see that, so it's a visual reminder of you, I should say, to clean that. However, inside the cabinets can tend to be forgettable, but stuff does fall inside your cabinet. Think about like when you have an open bag of crackers, or maybe condiments that you haven't shuttled away, or thinking maybe sometime you might have slightly spilled maybe some salt or whatever, and you thought, hey, I'll get to that later, and you forget about it. So I left this here for example purposes, but as you can see, I'm going to run my hand along this cabinet here, and you can see that there's just little remnants of like sugar. I don't know what that brown stuff would be. I'm not sure, because I don't have anything brown on that shelf. But anyway, you know, it's very easy to forget to wipe down the inside of your shelves, wipe down the back, the sides, even up here too. up underneath. You know, this could go for your cabinets. This could go for your pantry if you're lucky enough to have one. I'm not. But I would say maybe try and make this like a once a month thing, and to go along with cleaning the shelves inside your kitchen cabinets, I would say also to take that time to check out dates on all the food that are in your cabinets as well. So you're doing that on a rotating schedule and making sure that your family isn't consuming any expired food. Now, the last place that I want to talk about is something I didn't really think about until I thought of the things I wanted to talk about in this video, and I was kind of struggling to come up with the fifth one, because you know 5 sounds like such an appealing number. But the fifth one that I came up with is the floors inside your closets. Now, when you're vacuuming your living room, things like that, you know, you vacuum the entire living room, even under the furniture, or at least I hope you do. And, you know, honestly, and like I said, until I started coming up with a list for this video, I didn't even think about the floors inside the closets. But I'm not sure how yours are, but I have carpet in my closet, here in the front closet anyway, in the living room. And I don't ever think to vacuum it, simply because, you know, the door is shut. So it's kind of that out of sight, out of mind mentality. And even if you don't have carpet in your closets and you have like a wood floor or a tile floor or whatever, those still need cleaned. They still need mopped. They get dirty too. Just because they're in a closet doesn't mean they don't get dirty. So I would say that would probably round out the 5 places that I think that you might be forgetting to clean. I admittedly didn't even think about that last one until I started making the list for this video. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. And now you can get your house a little bit cleaner maybe than it was before. With that, I will talk to you all on Wednesday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.